I've been making a lot of progress in the game recently. One of the big things is I've been creating a lot of these components. So essentially, instead of everything stuffed in a single script, we're going to be breaking it up as much as possible. Now, I was using this entity manager script, but I decided to kind of go away from it because it sort of became like a God script where everything went through it. So I'll be focusing on over time taking things out of this script and moving them over into like sort of master components. An example of that is I'm using a health bus, and then the health bus is going to know about what animations I'm going to play if I get hurt. I need to know about the hurt box so I can listen to those signals, and I need to have a health component. So this is going to handle all the signals related to anything that affects health or damage. And I'm going to do the same thing with attacks, as I'm going to have an attack manager or an attack bus. I really have to see how it's going to work out, but essentially that's the route I'm going with it. One of the biggest changes that I made is that I put everything related to characters in terms of stats, weapons, loadouts directly on the actual character with a character resource. I was originally using separate resources like a loadout resource, equipment, blah, 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 but it was creating problems because it creates a lot of code bloat for me to keep track of all this different stuff and what's loading what resource is connected to another resource. So it was a lot easier. I just realized, hey, who's going to be equipping a weapon other than a character? Is a catapult going to be equipping a weapon? Is a building going to be equipping a weapon? No. So it does not make sense to have separate resources and all that extra code bloat. So I decided to slap it right on here, and I now have a character resource which has all the stats we need. It has our health. It has whatever weapon we have equipped, so that I can go ahead and quick load. We can change this out to my other spear. And when we actually run the game, you can see that my character does in fact equip the spear. Now the animations are not set up properly yet. It's it's not in the right place, and of course his swinging animation is just janky as all hell. And you can see that the other person is holding a sword, and that's not in the right place either. But this is where the crux of my current problem is, which is that I need to create specialized animations for these characters. I need to have specialized animations depending on what spear they're holding or what sword they're holding. And the issue is I'm not an animator. I've been using the free animations off of Mixamo, and that creates a problem, which is if you don't have an animation for thrusting a spear, I guess I'm screwed. So I've been looking around at different options. So I did a little research and I found this software, Rokoko, which supposedly allows you to upload videos and then be able to get an animation out of it for free. I figured the animations I need are simple enough, so something like this should work. For my first attempt, I decided to use a vertical camera because I'm very tall and I had to move the camera halfway across the room just to be able to fit in the frame, but I wanted to just give it a test run and see what it would look like. And the results, unless you're going for an Irish jig, not that good. I think the issue was that because I was filming it vertically and it recommends to do it horizontally, that it's not capturing my legs properly. So I do end up trying it horizontally, and I'm trying from different angles, and I get it kind of close, but I can't get it quite right. So I come to the conclusion that I just have to import this into Blender and edit it myself. But here's my problem. I have absolutely no clue how to use Blender. This is not a software that you can just poke around in and figure out. There are so many tools and so many options, and everything is a hotkey, and how the heck am I supposed to know what the hotkeys are? So all I'm trying to do is like, okay, now I have two models, I need to get rid of the one, and I somehow need the animations to go on the other model, but I don't know how that works because every model's rigged in apparently a different way, and if it's not rigged the way that Mixamo expects, I then still have to go in and tweak the rigging, and I don't really even know what that means. And all I really need to do is I got this animation. I think this is it, and I need to like not have it connected to this armature and instead connect it to mine. But then like I don't know, I hit like Command P and I can, or is it Option P and I can clear the parent. Okay, so now he's floating over there. I don't know why. I guess he's not connected to them anymore. Can I delete this then? Okay, awesome. We deleted it, and now we have all this random stuff. I really have no clue how to actually move this over to my other guy. How do I attach an animation to him? And this is my point. Blender is so complicated. 3D modeling is so complicated. There's so many steps to it. So many little things can go wrong. You import one thing and then your character is 4 times as big as they should have been, and I have no clue why they scale. It's wonky. It's so wonky, and I don't understand it. And I'm a pretty intelligent guy. I'm the type of guy who can poke around, click some things, figure it out, and at least make something. So in the end, I decided to go over to Game Dev TV, and I've used them for their courses before. I never really finished the courses, but I found them helpful as a jumping off point because they are helpful. They get right to the point. They explain all the different nodes and stuff they do. So I think it'll be useful for using them for a Blender course because I don't need to know everything about Blender. I just need to know what's relevant to me as a game dev. And so I went ahead and I bought the Blender bundle course. Geez, say that 4 times fast. And I think this is going to be helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break off of this project. I'm not going to quit, but just go through the Blender courses and come back in with a fresh perspective when I understand 3D a little bit better, because that really is my sticking point. I do not understand it enough to create the animations that I need, and because I don't have the animations I need, I can't move forward in balancing the game around said animations. It's combat based. Because the game is primarily combat, the animations are a huge thing. I can't really work on anything else until I have them in the game. And they don't have to be perfect, but they need to be at least there and somewhat functional. And I can't really work with the free Mixamo animations because they don't fit the needs that I have. But anyways, guys, if you like the content, feel free to like and subscribe, hit that spam bell, and I'll get some more content out soon.